Hi, everybody. My name is James. I'm one of the hosts here at NDI November. Today, we are going to be joined by Edgar Shane from JVC to talk about their NDI solutions. I did want to, again, say that this is a pre-recorded show with Edgar Shane due to scheduling. But I did also want to say you can still sign up for NDI November at ndinovember.com. We are going to be doing shows all month long. We got more shows tomorrow. We got more shows next week, the following week, all the way basically up to Black Friday or Thanksgiving. So definitely make sure to register at ndinovember.com. We're going to be announcing prizes at the end of some shows. So definitely sign up, check out the calendars, see when those are going to be announced. And today, without further ado, let's have me and Edgar talk to you about JVC Professional Video's solution for NDI workflows. Hey everybody, my name is James. I'm one of the hosts for NDI November and really excited for today's show because we're going to be talking about JVC and the power of NDI, and we're being joined by Edgar Shane from JVC. Edgar, how's it going?
Hi, my name is Edgar Shane, and I'm General Manager of Engineering at JVC USA. I'm involved in new product development, product training, and customer support.
Okay, great. You kind of already introduced yourself, so let's get right into the meat and potatoes. The first thing that I wanted to ask is, why does JVC Professional feel that NDI is important in a production workflow? Because you guys really do have an answer for every step of the way in an NDI workflow.
Well, JVC has been involved in moving video over IP for many years, well before NDI. We were the first to add streaming capabilities to professional cameras, including transport protocols like ZXI and SRT for error-free video delivery. When NDI was introduced, I think it's truly revolutionized video over IP production, and we quickly added it to entire product line from camcorders to video mixers.
That's 100% true. And to kind of show that you guys are committed to this NDI workflow, you actually made this commercial to, let everybody know. So let's play this Power of NDI with JVC commercial.
With JVC, using your NDI camera couldn't be easier. NDI features plug-and-play operation, connecting cameras such as our PTZs to your network with a single cable. Using NDI technology, our products come with maximum compatibility in mind. Whether it's the big game or the big meeting, JVC knows performance matters.
So that's a great little video kind of explaining the entire workflow and, every step of the way again. Can you kind of just give us an elevator pitch as well from, in your own words, how does JVC Professional utilize NDI workflows across the entire product range?
The NDI network device interface truly revolutionized video over IP production. It's plug and play. You simply add cameras and video mixers to your local area network. Like you just saw it in the commercial, you just plug in a single cable and you can get video, audio, and control devices as well. And when we added this capability to our product line, now it became very simple to configure cameras and video mixers and remote controllers at any production site.
That's great. Now, you talked about production cameras, you talked about PTZ cameras, you talked about controllers. Let's start off by talking about your NDI PTZ cameras. I have two questions here that I'm going to kind of mold into one. What are the advantages of using a JVC PTZ camera in a professional workflow? And on top of that, how does NDI enhance the JVC products in that kind of workflow?
Well, our lineup of PTZ cameras is the extension of our traditional professional camcorders and studio cameras. So you expect the same video quality, great lenses, a lot of features for colorimetry and adjustments. An addition of NDI to these cameras allows them to be integrated quickly in any production workflow. And as a matter of fact, NDI is universal protocol, so you can use any other equipment or any third-party accessories on the production side to connect quickly and to control cameras and get video and audio mixers and everything else.
Yeah, one thing that you mentioned a minute ago is that having one single cable makes things easy. And I think that's going to be a reoccurring theme throughout this whole presentation, is that JVC makes things easy. And we're talking about being able to just put a single cable into your camera and you can get video, you can get power, you can get control all through that single camera. And you talked about your range of PTZ cameras. Can you tell us a little bit about your flagship PTZ camera, the KY-PZ510?
The KY-PZ510 is an advanced model featuring professional video processing, advanced auto tracking. This camera can also track objects. You can specify human targets in the frame, and you can actually select out of the group of human targets, and it will track that individual throughout the facility. This camera also features not just NDI, but other streaming protocols, including SRT and RTMP. And of course, addition of NDI makes it really simple plug-and-play addition to your production.
There we go again. We're saying that it's really simple, easy, plug and play. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's also some promos going on right now where if you get a couple cameras, you can get some savings on a controller. Can you explain this promo for us?
Yeah, we have different promotions, but one of them is that if you order 2 PTZ cameras, you can order our MLP 5G remote controller for only $300. It's a very low cost, but very nice small controller to use with JVC PTZ cameras.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the RMLP 5G controller and where that might fit into a workflow?
Well, it's a small controller. You can actually control up to 5 cameras, and it can memorize up to 5 presets for each camera. It's a simple plug and play using VSCO over IP control protocol, so you can control a variety of equipment, and it's a easy addition to any PTZ camera setup.
Okay, great. And now we talked about the fact that JVC Professional has PTZ cameras that are NDI compatible, but you guys also have camcorders, and you have taken those camcorders to the next level by integrating NDI into the camcorders. Can you tell us some of the latest features of the JVC Professional camcorders? And just tell us about that, and then I'll ask my second question.
Well, we're talking about JVC KY-HC500 and KY-HC550 series of camcorders. These cameras were designed originally for broadcast and production applications. They feature 1-inch CMOS sensor, 20 times optical lens in 4K mode, which becomes 40 times in HD mode, which is very handy for sports production. These cameras can record various formats on SD cards, even on an SSD drive using ProRes codec. But again, like any other equipment from JVC, they are advanced in terms of moving video over IP. They support RTMP to stream directly to Facebook and YouTube, SRT, and we just added NDI protocol to these cameras as well. So you can simply add these cameras to your workflow along with other PTZ cameras and video mixers.
No, and that's great. My second question that I wanted to follow up with the camcorders and PTZ cameras both being NDI compatible, can you talk about, maybe where a camcorder would fit in better over a PTZ camera or vice versa, utilizing that NDI control and video?
We see a combination of camcorders and PTZ cameras. Very often, you realize that PTZ cameras do not require a cameraman or operator behind the camera. You can control them remotely from single location, but at the same time, there are cases where you need to have human being, and good example would be sports, where you need to follow quick motion and gain access to up to 40 times zoom, which is of JVC 500 and 550. Then obviously they would be using camcorders, either handheld or on tripod. Since they're all NDI, they blend into a complete workflow with a simple connection as well as PTZ cameras.
Yeah, that's great, Edgar. And talking about being able to use control remotely with PTZ cameras, that means that you can put these in hard to reach places where you don't necessarily have to have a human being, where you can't get a human being, like a wall or a ceiling, which gives you a little bit more flexibility in terms of where you can place the camera. Now, we talked about the 3 different cameras that are in the 500 series. Can you tell us a little bit more about the cameras in the 500 series, the 500, 500 SPC, and the 550?
The JVC 500 is our base model. Well, first of all 3 models have the same sensor, same lens, and same basic features, but looking at some details here, is 500 is a base model. In fact, if you're looking to purchase a camera with added NDI license, it needs to have N suffix in the model name, so it would be JVC 500N. JVC 500 SPC adds specific functions for sports, including live score overlay, which can be controlled remotely, and you can push score actually live from scoreboard or upload it manually. And there's also some features for sports coaching, ability to add specific metadata to recorded files, and this is JVC 500 SPC. And JVC 550 was designed for broadcasters. It features addition of some broadcast codecs and also integrated Wi-Fi with MIMO antennas.
No, that's a lot of great information. And, we're talking primarily about using the JVC workflow with NDI, but I think you hit something really important with the SPC model is, you can still use just an RTMP destination with the IP workflow for the JVC 500 SPC and still have some graphics on the screen. So you can still have a really nice stream, even if you're only using a single camera, but then you do have the ability to add, multiple NDI cameras into a single stream as well, if you were to add a production system into your workflow as well. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's also some promos going on with the HD 500 series of camcorders as well. Can you tell us a little bit about this instant rebate that's going on?
We're offering instant rebate of $500 when you purchase JVC 500 series cameras between now and December 31st.
All right, short and simple, straight to the point. Okay, so we talked about the PTZ cameras and we talked about the camcorders, and that's been JVC's focal point, has been cameras for the longest time. And now you guys also made a turnkey production system that runs off of VMix. Can you tell me a little bit as to why you decided to do that and offer that to your customers?
Traditionally, JVC always tries to offer a complete workflow because we have many customers who are looking to purchase equipment for the same brand to gain access to the same product support and training and everything else. And every time customers are purchasing multiple cameras, they're always asking about video mixers. And on the other hand, we have our partner, VMix. They produce excellent software for software-based video mixers, and we know them for many years. These 2 factors led to introduction of professional video mixers powered by VMix KY-PZ510N S4 and KY-PZ510N S8.
That's great. And going back to, again, making things easy, I have to say, we had a KY-PZ510N demo unit here. We did a product spotlight on it not too long ago. And it is, again, something that is very easy to pick up and start utilizing. And JVC is here to support you guys along the way with videos and demos explaining how to connect, your JVC PTZ camera to their VMix systems. And you actually have a demo right here that will play.
We'll be demonstrating cameras connected to VMix via NDI today with JVC PTZ cameras. NDI is very simple to use because of single LAN cable, and which means integration cost is very low. It's super simple to connect, to deploy it either in your studio or on your field production crew. To add NDI camera to VMix, it's as simple as just clicking Add Input and then selecting NDI. And the way NDI is designed, a mixer would scan your local area network and it would find any available camera on your network which outputs NDI. We have multiple JVC PTZ cameras with NDI output on this network, and I can select one of them. This happens to be JVC KY-PZ510, and you can see video in the preview and program monitor immediately. Since this is PTZ camera, we can click on this little gear here, connect to this PTZ camera, and again, everything is handled automatically by NDI. No need to remember port number or IP address. So I click connect, and now I can control this camera, PTZ, zoom, everything else. Let's add more cameras. So again, we go to NDI and we see all available cameras here, and we can add more cameras here, like this camera, for example. And again, this is NDI PTZ camera. You click on connect, and you can control this camera over IP NDI connection. Since these are PTZ cameras added to our project, most customers would use presets with PTZ cameras. You would preset camera for each specific position. The way VMix handles presets, each preset is saved as a separate input, and I will give you an example of this. We click on this little gear here, and we control camera, and we can select maybe specific view of the camera, specific PTZ, and specific zoom function, and then we can create input for this particular preset. I'm just clicking on this here, and input is created. Now we can go back to this camera and perhaps move to another position and create another input as a preset. So now we have two presets, and by simply selecting the camera input, we're switching between camera presets. That's simple, and especially with NDI over single wire, as many cameras as you need, all controlled directly from VMix. Nothing else is needed.
All right, that is a great video kind of explaining how easy it really is to not only ingest your JVC PTZ cameras as sources, but then also not only be able to control them, but also control presets in VMix, all through VMix, all through one cable. Edgar, before we move on to my next question, I wanted to ask if you could tell us the difference between the KY-IP8 and the KY-IP12.
You can see the visual differences. It's 2U and 4U cases, but obviously KY-IP12 was designed for 4K 60p production. It's much more powerful CPU and much more powerful graphics. And KY-IP8 S4 is designed for 1080 60p production, and it features 4 SDI interfaces, which can be configured to be inputs and outputs. So that's the main difference: 1080 60p, 4K 60p, and also how many inputs: 4 SDI inputs outputs on KY-IP8 and 8 SDI inputs outputs on KY-IP12 S8, including 4 12G for 4K 60p.
Okay, that's great. Now, I have a couple of workflow slides, and I want to focus on the KY-IP8 here. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the connections that are on the back? I know you just explained some of the high-level differences between the KY-IP8 and the IP12, but can you tell us about the connections on the back of the KY-IP8? And just to clarify to our audience that this is the IP8S, which has the 4 SDI ports on it, as well as the NDI capabilities.
Correct. Most customers utilize so-called hybrid workflow. They use combination of video over IP in form of NDI and streaming out via RTMP and SRT and SDI inputs or SDI outputs. KY-IP8 S4 is equipped with 4 3G SDI ports, which can be configured to be inputs or outputs, or you can have any combination within 4 of inputs and outputs, plus auxiliary output, which is also 3G SDI or HDMI. 4 connectors for your monitors. You can configure it with up to 4 monitors for your preview, program, ISO inputs, or multi-view. And also gigabit network for all over IP needs, including NDI, SRT, and RTMP. USB connectors for mouse, keyboard, and also extra equipment like control surfaces or audio A to D converters or audio mixers.
That's a lot of information, a lot of things that you can do with this machine. It's quite powerful, and it's clear that JVC is really committed to not just the turnkey production system, but also NDI and being able to incorporate as many NDI devices as you can. And speaking of incorporating as many NDI devices as you can, we're talking about that whole production workflow. Can you kind of walk us through this slide here? I think this is a really important slide to show you the true power of JVC and NDI.
As I mentioned before, NDI-based workflows are very simple. All you need is a local area network, and you connect all the cameras and mixers and camera controllers to the same LAN. NDI is automatically discovered on the network, so Video Mixer will see all cameras which are added to this network. And in addition to Video Mixer and cameras, you have also camera controllers, and you have also control surface RMLP350, which allows you to control VMix in a traditional way by pressing buttons to select inputs and gauge transitions, T-bar, or any other function of video mixing.
Okay, that's great. And as you can see on the left side of this, we have 8 cameras connected to the KY-PZ510N. We have both the joystick controller to control the cameras, and as you mentioned, the RMLP350, which does have a PTZ joystick controller on it, but it also can control the VMix for your cuts and fades and all of that stuff. And since we're speaking about the RMLP350, can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because, as I just said, it's not just a PTZ controller, it's not just a VMix controller, it gives you both.
RMLP350 is very convenient control surface for VMix. First of all, you can address inputs and outputs instantly by pressing a button in a traditional mixer way, in addition to using Web GUI on the monitor. So you can select up to 24 inputs directly by pressing 1 to 12 or Shift 13 to 24. You can also choose transitions. You can control audio. You can start and stop recording. You have T-bar for gradient transition. And you can also control PTZ camera, and with the press of F1 button, you can save each PTZ camera preset as a separate input, and then switch inputs. You'll be getting access to multiple presets on multiple cameras.
I think that's a lot of great information. And you also did a demo not too long ago on just the VMix system in general, which can be found on your YouTube channel. Let's put the link up for the news so you can see JVC's website. And if you go to their website, you can see this full demo going through all of the power of VMix and NDI and JVC all working together coherently. Edgar, can you tell us about some real-world applications, some case studies where JVC products are in these real-world situations and utilizing NDI?
Well, the list of our customers would be really long. I just can perhaps bring up a few examples, like company Filmscape, who likes our KY-PZ510 auto tracking, smart tracking functions. A-Sports, which utilize our cameras and our video mixers for sports production. And of course, the good customer of ours, Secret Studios, who actually utilize the entire lineup of JVC products, including our camcorders, PTZ cameras, and video mixers like KY-PZ510N for their studio production.
That's a lot of great information. And again, let's just pull up that news lower third so people can see where to get more information on these case studies. Because like you said, there really is too many to talk about in just one show. So if you want more information on where these are being used in the real world, definitely check out that link below. Now, Edgar, I wanted to kind of pick your brain a little bit and not get you in trouble or anything like that. But can you tell me where you see NDI and JVC going, both in the short-term future and long-term future?
Well, moving video over IP, and not just local area networks, but WAN, wide area networks, is a clear direction of JVC development. And I think it's a clear direction of overall progress of video production these days. We're working on beta codecs faster codecs, ability to move video at the lower bit rates with the high quality, greater bit depth, 10 bit, perhaps more than that, less latency, and of course, as always, improving image quality, sensors, lenses, everything else which is required for high quality video production.
Yeah, so the short answer is you don't think that NDI is going anywhere anytime soon.
Not at all.
All right. Well, Edgar, I wanted to say thank you so much for joining us today and walking us through the entire JVC workflow with NDI. And as we always do at NDI November, I want to give you the final words. Is there anything that you would like to say to our viewers?
I'd like to thank our viewers and Broadfield for your time, and feel free to go to JVC website to look up information on a lot of products which we offer, and also contact us directly so we can help you with product selection, system design, or any customer support, product support as needed. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Edgar. Again, to our viewers, please stay tuned all month long. We're going to be talking about NDI all month long, so definitely make sure to register at NDINovember.com. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next show.
Thank you.